Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning into News9 Live. I'm Kabir Naqvi. Joining me here in the studio is my colleague Varghese P. Abraham, and we're also going to be joined by several other panelists as well, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi sharing the same stage with Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar, that person, the chieftain of the NCP, after the split already been witnessed right in the center of that Bengaluru opposition alliance. When Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar couldn't make it on the first day of the two-day event, people had already started
there was a lot of speculation saying that it was.
But then he was there, he was right in the center. And after that, Mallikarjun Kharge, he said that, you've got Uddhav Thackeray and you've got Sharad Pawar, both sitting on this stage right now. They're the creators and fighters of Shiv Sena and NCP respectively. So expect them to be part of the INDIA alliance. And let's not forget, the next meeting is going to take place in Mumbai, Maharashtra, where that committee is going to be constituted on the common minimum program. But today, the Prime Minister, he's already in Pune. There are several, projects and key development projects that he's already inaugurated. He was earlier, seen paying obeisance at one of the temples. And later on, he's going to be sharing the stage with Sharad Pawar. Why? Because Pawar is scheduled to attend an event organized by the Lokmanya Tilak Mandir Trust in Pune as the chief guest today, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be conferred with the Lokmanya Tilak National Award. It has been 7 years since the two appeared on a stage together, Varghese. 7 years. Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Deputy Chief Ministers Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar, Sharad Pawar's nephew and Maharashtra Governor Ramesh Bais will also be in attendance. Take a look at that. Those are the visuals that you can see on your television, on your screens, where Sharad Pawar is going to be in attendance as well, sharing the same stage with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, several opposition leaders who were earlier slapped with notices by the police for their plan to protest the Prime Minister's visit to Pune have been detained. Even as we're talking about this detention, there are several protests that in fact did still take place in Pune. The Shiv Sena under Uddhav Thackeray in its editorial called it a complex situation, and Sanjay Raut went ahead and said that it's a non-political event, because Sharad Pawar is nothing but a chief guest at this event that has been organized by the Temple Trust, where the Lokmanya Tilak Award is going to be conferred on the Prime Minister. Now, we're also going to be joined by Kiran Tare, our colleague from Mumbai, and S. Balakrishnan, Executive Editor, Free Press Journal, is also going to be with us for the exact updates and excerpts and how, the political chessboard is looking like in Mumbai. But Varghese, first and foremost, we're getting these visuals. This is coming in from Pune. The Prime Minister sharing the stage with Sharad Pawar after 7 years. You already know what the political climate is like. There are several, opposition Congress and, leaders who have called out Sharad Pawar for this particular move. How are you looking at this?
It's not only opposition leaders. In fact, the Shiv Sena has given a very complex understanding to this. You had Sanjay Raut coming to this and said that it is not for Sharad Pawar to explain why he's on stage with the Prime Minister. It is the Prime Minister to explain why he's sharing the stage with Sharad Pawar. And the reason he said that, just recently you had the Prime Minister in fact going ahead and criticizing Sharad Pawar as corrupt and Dinaz. So why are you sharing the stage with Sharad Pawar?
It's really interesting, because the next time when you get to see the entire dais, when you get to see the entire the celebrities, the VIPs on the stage, take a look at where Prime Minister is sitting, who's sitting next to the Prime Minister, apparently the Governor, and several other dignitaries, but Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar on either ends of the stage. If you look closely in the visual, once we get because this is a live feed that's going on, next time the visuals cut across to all the dignitaries on the stage, take a look at that. You've got Sharad Pawar, Ajit Pawar, Devendra Fadnavis, and Eknath Shinde, the alliance members on one side. Then you've got Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and after that, towards the extreme right, is where Sharad Pawar is sitting. It's going to be interesting to see. Everybody's folding hands. See, take a look. That's where Sharad Pawar is. To the extreme right, there's actually a space in the middle over there as well. So Ajit Pawar on the extreme left and Sharad Pawar on the extreme right. How does one decode that now, Varghese?
I don't know about it, but the awkwardness of the situation is something that we have to in fact see over here. And as you rightly pointed out, at two ends of this particular meet that is there.
Right.
And you know that it's a lot of interesting things. I don't know whether we are overreading the situation on the ground, because this particular event was planned 3 months ago. So I think politically whether it has a significance, we are reading it because probably in this current context, since Sharad Pawar is staging the dais with the Prime Minister, so in the current context we
after
might be
7 years,
after 7 years,
and in the current political climate. But again, the two people who are most affected of this by this situation, Uddhav Thackeray and Sanjay Raut, Samna, their mouthpiece.
No, their mouthpiece, of course, had a
Uddhav Thackeray says it's a complex situation. Sanjay Raut says this is a non-political event.
And also in that, they said they expect a different behavior. So there is a caution, or rather word of advice that has also.
So are you looking at the different behavior? Take a look at this. Take a look at this. No folding of hands per se. The Prime Minister also, after putting that garland on the statue, comes back and greets only his coalition members, like Ajit Pawar on the left, Devendra Fadnavis, and then you've got Eknath Shinde. After which you've got the Prime Minister and Eknath Shinde also looking behind, peeking behind. There you have it, to see if how Sharad Pawar is reacting. How is Sharad Pawar over here behaving? Do you see that different behavior that people are talking about already? Even as we talk about that, let's not forget, Varghese, and for the perusal of all the viewers that are joining us, Sharad Pawar was also approached by one of the Congress leaders on Monday.
The opposition leaders did try to meet. He did not meet them.
Yes,
he did not meet them. Yes, that is there. Some of the opposition leaders did try to get an appointment, and trying to probably dissuade him from attending the event because of the India Alliance. In fact, Samna has made that quote also, saying that now it's the time when a lot of political groups forgetting and trying to come on a common platform to oppose the BJP. You have a situation like this that is being created. Well, it could have been expecting a better or a different behavior, is what the Samna has in fact put out in its editorial. And of course, you have Sanjay Raut coming and calling it a non-political event, and therefore not to read too much into it. But I think from the seating arrangement, you can see that the division is out there. There are two NCPs that are there. There are two Shiv Senas that are there. But they're talking about the NCP. You have the the uncle and nephew seated at the event, and of course with different seating arrangements that has been put forward to. But Sharad Pawar again is, morning we were discussing, only Sharad Pawar knows what he's actually planning to think about it. So the question would be that, right? Could have this been avoided, because India, now the INDI alliance has been trying
friend of all, confidant of none. That's the enigma of Sharad Pawar.
We should be asking some of our guests on this whether.
Absolutely. We will go there, but take a look at this. This is what Sanjay Raut says. He says the Prime Minister attacked the NCP a month ago, and after the corruption attack, the NCP leaders, Ajit Pawar faction, went with the BJP. And today, those leaders are there. So either you threaten them or say that your allegations of corruption against NCP or Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balraj Thackeray faction are false, and hence we are sharing the stage. This clarity should come from the BJP.
That's what I mean. The way the spin has been given on this event is interesting.
You've called out the NCP, you've called out the Shiv Sena, and both those leaders are sitting there. Mind you, both are, one is the Chief Minister, the other one is the Deputy Chief Minister. Ajit Pawar sitting on the extreme left, right side of the Prime Minister, and Sharad Pawar to the extreme left of the Prime Minister. So both the Pawars on the stage, but both powers on either end of the extremists. How does one look at that? Sanjay Raut, playing that card here, that it seems like that hollow leadership of buying MLAs from the other party just to make sure that you have the numbers with you.
We don't know it's a buying, because see, at the end of the day, Ajit Pawar is a person who has his own ambitions, and he, I think to a large extent, foresees being overshadowed by Sharad Pawar, and also probably even when it comes to the succession plan being completely overshadowed. I think that fear would have also worked out as such.
S. Balakrishnan, Executive Editor, Free Press Journal, now with us, joining us from Mumbai. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Sir, how are you looking at these developments? I hope you've seen the visuals. Ajit Pawar sitting on one extreme and Sharad Pawar sitting on the exact other extreme. We know the political climate. We know what's happened with the Shiv Sena and with the NCP. We know how the Prime Minister has, postured himself when talking about the NCP, particularly before the split happened, when Ajit Pawar became the Deputy Chief Minister. Now, the Opposition Alliance, INDIA, Sharad Pawar's role in the Opposition Alliance, and him sharing the stage over here. Let's not forget, you and I, we were both talking earlier, a couple of months back, how Sharad Pawar can never be understood. The enigma of Sharad Pawar is something that, is still out there. He's a friend of all but confidant of none. How are you looking at this situation, and how are you reading the optics, the visuals?
See, this is a massive drama which is unfolding in Pune. The common people think that these people are rivals, but then in reality, they are all hands in gloves. They are thick as thieves in the whole thing. There is absolutely no doubt about it. I would strongly recommend Sharad Pawar for this year's Filmfare Award for Best Acting. On the one hand, he is pretending to be against Modi, and on the other hand, his nephew joins the BJP, and here this man is coming, sharing the stage with Mr. Modi. 2 days back, Ajit Pawar went and then touched his feet, and this is the third time when Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel and company, they are falling at the feet of Sharad Pawar, asking him to come back and then unite the NCP. So the question is, I want to ask, who do they think that they are fooling? Everybody knows that thick of this, and like what the gentleman said earlier, when in his Bhopal speech, the Prime Minister accused the NCP of 70,000 crore corruption. 70,000 crore corruption,
Right.
70. And then here is a man sharing the stage with the same people whom he had accused of corruption. So are they serious whenever they make an allegation of corruption? That is the question which I would like to ask. I mean,
Mr. Balakrishnan, why just about this particular question?
I think something is there with the audio right now.
in Maharashtra, and then you see so many disasters after disasters happening. Today also, 17 people were killed in a project on the Samriddhi Marg. I think whole Maharashtra is in a state of disaster.
Right. That particular crane accident that you're talking about, even as several ministers have said that they are going to initiate a probe on this. Kiran Tare, my colleague joins us from Mumbai. Kiran, such, peculiar optics. You've got both the Pawars on the stage on either ends. Sanjay Raut says Sharad Pawar's behavior is going to be looked at. Are you looking at the visuals? How is Sharad Pawar behaving on stage? I mean, politics has come to this now, where we're trying to understand how the politician is behaving on stage. And of course, also throw some light on the complexities that Uddhav Thackeray is talking about. Sanjay Raut, Uddhav Thackeray, both saying that it's a complex case, but it's a non-political event. And don't you think this is going to dent the INDIA's aspiration? Sharad Pawar is somebody who's at the forefront, right in the center of that alliance, isn't it?
The function today is happening just because of Sharad Pawar. We must understand this because what has happened, what had happened, and I'm telling you a behind the curtain story. This Tilak Smarak Mandir Trust, they had sent a letter to the Prime Minister's office requesting him to accept the award, but the Prime Minister's office did not respond to him for almost 2 months. At that point, the trustees went to Sharad Pawar. They told him that you are the chief guest, we will make you the chief guest, and please convince the Prime Minister to accept the award on behalf of us. Then Pawar intervened. Pawar convinced Modi to come for the award, accept the award, and that's how Modi has landed in Pune today. So this function has happened because of Pawar. Had it taken place before the 2nd of July, I would have said that this is a non-political function. Politics has nothing to do with it. But after 2nd July, the political scenario in Maharashtra has completely changed. Ajit Pawar has created a rift. He has joined the government under Eknath Shinde with the BJP and the Shiv Sena, and within a month, Sharad Pawar staging a dais with Modi, even though it was decided much earlier, but the occasion is not correct politically. When the INDIA alliance, the INDIA front, they are trying to put a united front against the BJP and the Modi.
Right.
But Pawar has decided to overlook all their concerns, all their requests, and Pawar has went ahead with this function. I can see two possibilities in this thing. Pawar is trying to send out a clear message that BJP is not untouchable for him. Like his nephew Ajit Pawar, BJP is not untouchable for Pawar. That is the speculation, that is the talk of the town today. We are hearing stories that Pawar may soon patch up with Ajit Pawar. Pawar may announce a retirement from active politics and confine himself to the parliamentary politics only and handing over the reins of the party to Ajit and Supriya Sue, and Supriya and Ajit may take a decision to formally join the alliance, the NDA, along with the BJP, and Pawar at that point may claim that I am not part of this decision because I am not active in the politics at this moment. This is the speculation going on today in Mumbai.
But,
so we have to look
but
at this function in this
if I could just interject here, You're saying that the Sharad Pawar Senior is trying to showcase how he is not away from the BJP, and if he wants to, go and meet up and tie hands with the BJP, that's not a possibility that can be overlooked. But who is this message for? Is it for Ajit Pawar or is it for other opposition members? Who is he signaling this message to?
This message is for the BJP predominantly. That is what I believe. If Pawar can send out a message to BJP that yes, I have a blessing to Ajit Pawar, whatever Ajit Pawar has done, I am not adverse to it. The BJP will be convinced and the political alliance will run smoothly. In a way, indirect message to the INDI front that yes, don't assume that I will be on your side all the time. And Pawar is known for fluctuating. Pawar is known for changing his sides. So, as we had rightly said in our first episode in News9 Plus story, The Enigma of Pawar, that he's friends of all but confident of none.
Absolutely.
So, nobody can trust Pawar in this situation.
I don't think Sharad Pawar trusts himself anymore. Mr. Balakrishnan, would you like to throw some light on the fact what, Kiran is talking about, this indirect message to INDIA, and if it really is this indirect message to INDIA that, look, I can also, join hands with the BJP. I'm not adverse to the idea of Ajit Pawar joining hands with the BJP. Maharashtra is, of course, focused politics for the NCP. How big of a dent is this for the India and the opposition alliance?
See, in the first place, the NCP was never a major component of the India front. Okay, so whether he is part of it or not just doesn't make any difference in the larger national context. But the whole thing, what is we are witnessing is that towards the fag end of his life or political career, whatever we look at it, Mr. Pawar's credibility has raised does the narrative. The lowest point of his credibility is long innings in politics. But today we are witnessing at the lowest point ever. He thinks that he's a Chanakya, he's smart, and then everybody is, he can, twist everybody between his thumbs. That is not the case. Today he has got completely exposed before the people of Maharashtra. And you see that the fact that most of the people left him and then joined hands with Ajit Pawar to join the BJP. There's a huge political vacuum within the NCP. And yesterday in my analysis in the Free Press Journal, I clearly mentioned that it's only a matter of time before Sharad Pawar, like what Kiran said, he plans to announce his sannyas from active politics, and he says he will focus on some developmental issues and all that, whatever that means. But the thing is, this is the end of Sharad Pawar's political career. He has completely finished it himself by his kind of over smart moves, which has cost him
Well, I think, Mr. Tare, one question that, in fact, morning me and Kabir were having this debate, whether was this entire thing carried out over here just to make sure that he has, as you were actually pointing out, that you can't trust, with Sharad Pawar. He was actually having this gamemanship that you're there in both the boats. Like you have your feet in one foot on one boat and the other foot in the other boat, because you don't know how 2024 is going to go for you. So you're just being overcautious with this. So you park someone on the other side as well, and you park yourself on this side
keeping
as well.
the options open.
Yeah, keeping options open. So he was just being that neutral politician, possibly swaying or giving the wind, saying that you can go this way or that way. But how much of a neutral game can you actually play? Because over here, I was reading through the Samna's editorial portions of it also. And interestingly, they were actually saying that they expected a different behavior. So there is some kind of anticipation saying that Pawar might pull the carpet from under the feet of INDIA.
But that's true. But that is how the speciality of Pawar politics is. The Pawar has been known for all these things. Pawar was never loyal to any one single friend. I mean, whether we should call it a friend or not, it's just a political alliance. That's a very different question. But Pawar is known for keeping his foot in two boats at one time. He will have a friendship with the BJP. He will have a friendship with the Congress. Simultaneously, he will have a friendship with Balasaheb Thackeray. But Pawar will do whatever he thinks he suits for his politics. Pawar is not known for untouchability. Pawar had formed government with the BJP. That time it was Jana Sangh in Maharashtra in 1978. In fact, Pawar became CM for the first time because of the support from Jana Sangh. So Pawar is not adverse to that ideology. Pawar, what he looks about the political opportunity, the right time to go with the new friends. That is what Pawar politics is. So I won't be surprised if Pawar pulls up the rug and gets out of the INDA alliance, or he can announce that yes, I have a blessing to Ajit Pawar, and of course I am not part of it. I am going to announce my retirement. I am going to take a sannyas, and I will be busy in my social work through Yashwantrao Chavan Pratishthan only. So that is a possibility. But Pawar, I mean, that is the specialty of Pawar. You can't expect anything else from him.
Well, also, Mr. Balakrishna, you were saying that he's finished his career, or he's probably looking at retirement. But again, at the same time, is it actual retirement or only a semblance of retirement being put forward for public consumption? Because right at an advanced age of in the 80s, when you could have handed over power to the next generation of leaders, it seems that he's still holding on to all the cards in the NCP.
See, the thing is, Pawar cannot do without power. He has been used to imbibing power for so many decades. At every opportunity, he tries to ensure that his party's charge is connected to the socket. But now his game is completely up, and if he realizes on his own and then retires gracefully, it will be good. But otherwise, he has already been marginalized in a big way. Even this drama of Ajit Pawar joined the BJP has been done with his full blessings. And then, see, one thing you must keep it in mind: Pawar and Modi, they share an extremely long political equation. Even though I know it for a fact that Pawar had financed the case against Narendra Modi after the Gujarat riots kind of thing, but Pawar's style of functioning is that he has got enormous resources, whether it is the TMC, whether it is the DMK, whether it is the Janata Dal of Nitish Kumar, for all their election campaigns, he has funded them in a very big way. So in a way, they are obliged to him. Ideally, India should not have taken him on board for the simple reason because of his credibility. Because one doesn't know in which way he will go. And even after the NCP supported the BJP government, helped the BJP to form the government in Nagaland, that should have been a kind of a sufficient message for the India.
Well, again, getting some sort of technical issues with Mr. Balakrishnan.
Right now in Pune is nothing but a huge political farce. And first, now the farce has become a tragedy. It's playing out as a tragedy.
So how much of this bearing, Kabir, I think would have on the next meet? I think the next meet of the INDIA is in Mumbai.
Kiran is our man for that. Kiran, next meet is going to happen in Mumbai. Last time around, Mallikarjun Kharge had categorically said that both fighters and creators of NCP and Shiv Sena are sharing the stage with us. You've got Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar. And that common minimum program, I mean, something that the INDI alliance has been talking about, that there will be a common minimum program, because you've got various parties, everybody has got their own political agendas to play out, and Sharad Pawar, like we've already seen, he takes it with a heavy hand. He's already sitting and sharing the stage with the Prime Minister as we speak. What do you think is going to happen when that opposition alliance comes to Mumbai now?
They are going to form a manifesto committee. That is what Mallikarjun Kharge announced last time. But the dates are not yet announced as far as I know. Somebody is saying that it will be taking place in the first week of September, and some people are saying it's last week of August. But Pawar has already announced that he is touring Maharashtra from 25th of August, starting from Tulzapur. So Pawar, on paper, he has all his plans ready. He is going to tour the state extensively. But the question remains that whether it is really a serious note, or he just a posturing. Or he's creating an atmosphere that he is damn against the BJP, he is damn against the Modi. But ultimately, what will happen? Will Pawar continue with his plan, or will Pawar back out? For some reason, he can give any reason. He is master of that. He's citing different reasons at different points. He's known for that. Pawar's politics is very fluctuating. Pawar, as we rightly said, that Pawar is not loyal to anyone. But Pawar himself is another institution. But we should not undermine Pawar's credibility, Pawar's authority, and Pawar's power in the state, Pawar's power in other states also. As far as the relationship between Narendra Modi and Ajit and Sharad Pawar goes, they are extremely well. They are extremely good friends. Not now, since last 20-25 years, Pawar and Modi, they share a very good personal rapport. Pawar was the only union minister when there was a UPA government who used to lend his shoulder to Narendra Modi when Narendra Modi used to blast at then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Pawar was the only union minister at that time who used to travel to Gujarat announcing schemes for his own ministry. And Pawar was the only person in 2007 assembly elections in Gujarat. NCP had fielded 47 candidates, helping the BJP indirectly, resulting in the Congress defeat. So Pawar and Modi relationship is not new. They are excellent friends. Here the question is about when just a month back, when his own nephew has created a split in the party, there is a two thoughts in the party, whether one section of the NCP says that they should go with the BJP, other section, which is in a minority, they say that they should not go with the BJP. In that dilemma, Pawar is going to do a balancing act. He was doing a balancing act as of today. But what happens tomorrow? If Pawar will continue with his plan to tour the state extensively, or will Pawar back out? And will Pawar send a message that yes, Ajit Pawar, whatever Ajit Pawar and Supriya wants to do, they are free to do that. Supriya at this moment, she has not supported the idea to join the BJP government. But the speculation is that the next in the line is Supriya Sule. So if Supriya Sule announces her support to Ajit Pawar, that is indirectly a message that she has a go ahead from Sharad Pawar only, and we can change the political scenario, political equations changing in the state very rapidly in coming 2 weeks.
In the coming 2 weeks,
it will be another Independence Day.
These 2 weeks are going to be ahead of the 2024 elections. You know what, Mr. Balakrishnan, let's just, keep the Pawar factor aside for a moment, okay? Let's take a look at Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Maharashtra, especially in Pune, the slew of developmental projects that he's inaugurated. The Pune Metro is going to be, right in the thick and thin of his particular meat. And the number game in Maharashtra, the Lok Sabha number game in Maharashtra, how will that pan out vis-a-vis Prime Minister's visit to Pune, all the inauguration that he's been at? He paid obeisance at, the Srimant Dagdu Set Halwai Mandir as well. Those visuals have come across. I mean, this is, of course, a proper outreach for the people. Ahead of 2024 polls, how do you see the BJP posturing itself? We know that it is in coalition with the NCP and Shiv Sena, split factions. It has tried to keep its number game intact. And, well, for more, we're going to cut across to you. What do you think is going to happen?
No, what the BJP has done, it has done something very, very smart. It has effectively destroyed the whatever opposition that was there in Maharashtra. First, it gave a body blow to Uddhav Thackeray and his Shiv Sena by getting Eknath Shinde and company over to join with this Sharad Pawar. And then next on its hit list was the NCP. So both it has managed very beautifully, and both the parties, Shiv Sena and NCP, are today, if not exactly reduced to rumps, but they are politically extremely weak, and they are totally under the control of the BJP. So BJP has ensured that the political space in Maharashtra in the next year's elections are dominated by itself. It's just like the Congress party. There was a one-party dominance. Now Maharashtra is going to witness one-party dominance led by the BJP. That is what the BJP's game plan is, and it is succeeding very, very beautifully in the whole thing. But having said that, I will also like to point out how, because Sharad Pawar, because of the power factor, the credibility of the India front itself is at stake. People are bound to ask tomorrow if Pawar attends a meeting of India in Mumbai or wherever. They're bound to ask as to how are you rubbing shoulders with a man who just day before yesterday was rubbing shoulders with Narendra Modi. The person who is at the center of a controversy, a person who refuses to speak on Parliament about Manipur, you are sharing the dais with the same person, Mr. Sharad Pawar. So for the BJP, Sharad Pawar has not only helped the BJP itself, but at the same time, it has used Sharad Pawar to destroy the credibility of the India front.
Well, all right, we're also picking up, some visuals of Sharad Pawar, who's now addressing the gathering over there at the, award ceremony. We're getting visuals of Sharad Pawar now addressing the gathering. It's going to be interesting to see what, he says. We'll come back to that. But Kiran Tare, I think Mr. Balakrishnan earlier on in the discussion said that, he should get a proper award for his acting skills, Sharad Pawar. He's the dramatist. The dramaturgy of this guy is absolutely phenomenal. You know what? Let's dip into what Sharad Pawar is saying for a couple of minutes and then we'll come back.
इसी जिले में शिवनेरी के किले में हुआ और इसी पुणे शहर के लाल महल में उनका बचपन उन्होंने गुजारा। यहाँ उन्होंने हिंदवी स्वराज्य के निर्माण किए। या देशामध्ये अनेक राजे राजवाडे होऊन गेले। त्यांचं राज्य, त्यांचं संस्थान त्यांच्या नावाने ओळखलं जायचं। कुठे देवीजींचं यादवांचं संस्थान असेल, कुठं मोगलांचं दिल्लीचं संस्थान असेल, अनेकांचे संस्थानं या देशात होऊन गेली।
Well, we did, cut across to Sharad Pawar because you must cut across to him when he's speaking. But of course, unfortunately, with his ailment, it's a little difficult to understand the man at this age and with the complication that he has. But we were talking about the dramaturgy, the drama at play and the award that, Sharad Pawar is owed. I mean, because of his acting skills. Now, Kiran, you spoke about how there is backroom management that happened vis-a-vis this award ceremony. That means that Sharad Pawar is in cahoots, in hand in glove with Ajit Pawar. Do you think Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar have the potential of, orchestrating something like this themselves behind the doors? Maybe they're playing the greater fool, but they'll pull the rug underneath the entire coalition, let alone India Alliance.
Exactly. I mean, all these parties involved in today's function, everybody wanted this function to happen. Let's go one by one. So let's start with the Tilak Smarak Mandir Trust. Who are the trustees? The trustees are from the Tilak family. Tilak family, they are the loyal congressmen. They're known for their loyalty to the Congress, but in last few years, their loyalty are in question. Their loyalty is in question because their utility in the Congress is almost over. None of the Tilak family members got a ticket from the Congress party, whether it's Lok Sabha election or whether it's Assembly election. So my information is that they are trying to explore an alternative. Can BJP be the alternative? Can BJP be the alternative? The answer is definitely yes. Rohit Tilak, who is the Generation Next Tilak family member, is trying to get a ticket from the BJP, either for the Pune Lok Sabha or Vidhan Sabha election, which is take place in September next year. So the Tilak family wanted Narendra Modi, a BJP stalwart, to be part of this function. Narendra Modi is the first serving Prime Minister to receive this award. We must not forget this thing. Earlier, Indira Gandhi, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Manmohan Singh were awarded with this honor. But Narendra Modi is the first serving Prime Minister. This is well calculated move by the Tilak family. Second, the BJP also wanted someone from the Tilak to be on their side because the only Tilak family member which was Mukta Tilak, she was a BJP MLA, but she passed away 6 months back, and the BJP had to lose the Pune bypoll election miserably after 27 years just because they did not field anyone from the Tilak family in the bypoll. So BJP also needs someone from Tilak. Tilak also needs the BJP, and Pawar needs to be present in this function, because everybody should remember, everybody should say, and everybody should, what we can say, remember all those things what Pawar had done few months back. Pawar had said in Pune only that it is time to throw out the Puneri pagdi, which is a headgear, which were quite popular in Lokmanya Tilak's era. So it is a time to throw out the Puneri pagdi and adopt the headgear which Mahatma Phule used to wear. So the message was that it is time to throw out the Brahminical supremacy and get a chance, get an opportunity to the OBC leadership in the state. That is what Pawar's statement is. So Pawar being a chief guest at a Tilak family function, as a award function given in name of Lokmanya Tilak, is also a message that Pawar is trying to convince the Brahmin voters in Pune that he was misunderstood on that day. Brahmin voters play a major role in Pune Lok Sabha. There are almost 4 lakh votes from this community, and no candidate can win without the support of the Brahmin. So everybody here, everybody involved, every party in this at this stage, they wanted this function to happen. This is what the background of this. But when we come about the political permutations and combinations in the future, what will happen to Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar? As you are rightly asked, that do they have a capability to rug the pool jointly? My guess is that it was Ajit Pawar who had taken a call to join with the BJP and Shiv Sena government, because Sharad Pawar had planned a very cynical conspiracy to finish off Ajit Pawar's career. Ajit Pawar got wind of that plan, Ajit Pawar got wind of that conspiracy, and he decided to switch over. Pawar was aware that one day Ajit Pawar might switch the side, but he did not try to stop him at the last moment. He thought that Ajit Pawar will not be able to gather much support. But to Pawar's surprise, almost 90% of the NCP MLAs and the party workers have decided to go along with Ajit Pawar. And that is the setback to Sharad Pawar himself. Even if Pawar tries his best, he cannot rebuild the party with full force at the age of 83. Pawar will have to take another 10 years to regain what he has lost. In this context, in this situation, will Pawar show that much patience of 10 years to rebuild his party, or will he adopt a quick way to patch up with Ajit Pawar and allow and secure the political future of his daughter Supriya Sule? That is the question which needs an immediate answer.
Absolutely, Kiran. You've very eloquently summed up the entire possibilities of combinations and permutations, and the two aspects, the two factors that you spoke about here as well. Mr. Balakrishnan, even as we wrap up this discussion, one last comment from you. Well, do you think that for the very first time in a long time, it seems like Sharad Pawar is actually on the back foot? It seems like what he's trying to sacrifice to safeguard his legacy, to make sure that he leaves an even playing ground for Supriya Sule, who's somebody who's next in line immediately after Sharad Pawar. And like Kiran pointed out, it's maybe age not being on his side, him not having enough political time per se to rally up the support of these, the lost NCP MLAs. Do you think after a very long time it's Sharad Pawar on the back foot?
See, there is no question of being back foot. What we are witnessing right now is a script which was scripted by Narendra Modi and Amit Shah and conveyed to Mr. Sharad Pawar through their common friend Mr. Gautam Adani. But every time there is a major political development in Maharashtra, Gautam Adani goes to Silver Oak and then spends hours together with Mr. Pawar, and after that you see all the political developments which are taking place. So the main issue is that Pawar just cannot afford to alienate the BJP, because the Enforcement Directorate has got a huge file. It had already issued a summons to him earlier, and against Ajit Pawar also. So all these are people who are extremely vulnerable to raids and action by the Enforcement Directorate. So what we are seeing is a complete surrender of Sharad Pawar and company to the BJP. And all this bonhomie which you are now witnessing on the stage, this is only for this one for keepsake. There's nothing behind that. Behind the whole thing, there is a crude effort to ensure that the NCP is crushed. And Sharad Pawar, being a wise person, is trying to save his losses by shaking hands with the BJP and ensuring that the rest of his life and then his political career goes on smoothly without being humiliated by ED raids and then other things like what happened to his own party people like Anil Deshmukh and Nawab Malik and all that. So he's basically saving his skin, and if in the process, if the NCP is marginalized, he doesn't just bother about that. But ultimately for him, it is to ensure his own dignity and ensure that His only concern is that Supriya Sule is in herself. She's a very, very sober, level-headed leader, extremely friendly, accessible to everybody, to the masses and classes and all that. So his basic concern is that Supriya Sule's future should be ensured. And I believe that the BJP has given him an assurance that they will not do anything which will harm her political career. So
we're also getting visuals of the Prime Minister being conferred with the Lokmanya Tilak Award. It has been done. The citation was presented and then the award. And he's also wearing the headgear that represents the freedom fighters' headgear as well. Kiran, what Mr. Balakrishnan was talking about as well earlier on. Now what next? Do you think in this coming meet of the opposition alliance it's going to be important to see whether Sharad Pawar is even a part of that meeting or not?
Exactly. It depends upon Pawar's political futures. I mean, if Pawar decides to go ahead with his plan and tour to Maharashtra extensively and keep a united front against the BJP, then of course he will part of the INDA front. But if Pawar skips that meeting, if Pawar or Supriya skips that meeting, then the message is very loud and clear that the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi government will be over in that situation. Congress and Uddhav Thackeray will be deserted to fight their own battle without any support.
Well, Kiran, my apologies for cutting you short. Let's quickly cut across to the Prime Minister. He's addressing the gathering over there.
आज 103वी पुण्यतिथी आहे. देशाला अनेक महानायक देण्याच्या महाराष्ट्राच्या भूमीला मी कोटी कोटी वंदन करते. कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित आदरणीय श्री शरद पवार जी, राज्यपाल श्रीमान रमेश बैस जी, महाराष्ट्र के मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान एकनाथ शिंदे जी, उप मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी, उप मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान अजीत पवार जी, ट्रस्ट के अध्यक्ष श्रीमान दीपक तिलक जी, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री मेरे मित्र श्रीमान सुशील कुमार शिंदे जी, तिलक परिवार के सभी सम्मानित सदस्यगण एवं उपस्थित और बहनों, हित हूं और भारत के गौरव बात है. आज अन्ना भाऊ साठे जी की जन्म जयंती भी है. लोकमान्य तिलक जी तो हमारे स्वतंत्रता इतिहास के माथे के तिलक है. साथ ही अन्ना भाव ने भी समाज सुधार के लिए जो योगदान दिया वह अप्रतिम है और साधारण है. मैं इन दोनों ही महापुरुषों के चरणों में श्रद्धापूर्वक नमन करता हूं. आज या महत्वाच्या दिवशी मला पुण्याच्या या पावन भूमीवर महाराष्ट्राच्या धर्तीवर येण्याची संधी मिळाली हे माझे भाग्य आहे. ये पुण्य भूमि छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की धरती है. ये चाफेकर बंधुओं की पवित्र धरती है. इस धरती से ज्योतिबा फुले, सावित्रीबाई फुले की प्रेरणाएं और आदर्श जुड़े हैं। अभी कुछ ही देर पहले मैंने दगड़ू सेठ मंदिर में गणपति जी का आशीर्वाद भी लिया। ये भी पुणे जिले के इतिहास का बड़ा दिलचस्प पहलू है। दगड़ू सेठ पहले व्यक्ति थे जो तिलक जी के आह्वान पर गणेश प्रतिमा की सार्वजनिक स्थापना में शामिल हुए थे। मैं इस धरती को प्रणाम करते हुए इन सभी महान विभूतियों को श्रद्धापूर्वक नमन करता हूं। साथियों, आज पुणे में आप सबके बीच मुझे जो सम्मान मिला है, ये मेरे जीवन का एक अविस्मरणीय अनुभव है। जो जगह, जो संस्था सीधे तिलक जी से जुड़ी रही हो, उसके द्वारा लोकमान्य तिलक नेशनल अवार्ड मिलना मेरे लिए सौभाग्य की बात है। मैं इस सम्मान के लिए हिंद स्वराज संघ का और आप सभी का पूरी विनम्रता के साथ हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। और मैं ये भी कहना चाहूंगा, अगर ऊपर ऊपर से थोड़ा नजर करें तो हमारे देश में काशी और पुणे दोनों की एक विशेष पहचान है। विद्वत्ता यहां पर चिरंजीव है, अमरत्व को प्राप्त हुई है। और जो पुणे नगरी विद्वत्ता की दूसरी पहचान हो, उस भूमि पे सम्मानित होना जीवन का इससे बड़ा कोई गर्व और संतोष की अनुभूति देने वाली घटना नहीं हो सकती है। लेकिन साथियों, जब कोई अवार्ड मिलता है तो उसके साथ ही हमारी जिम्मेदारी भी बढ़ जाती है। आज जब उस अवार्ड से तिलक जी का नाम जुड़ा हुआ हो, तो दायित्व बोध और भी कई गुना बढ़ जाता है। मैं लोकमान्य तिलक नेशनल अवार्ड को 140 करोड़ देशवासियों के चरणों में समर्पित करता हूं। मैं देशवासियों को विश्वास भी दिलाता हूं कि उनकी सेवा में, उनकी आशाओं अपेक्षाओं की पूर्ति में कोई कोर कसर बाकी नहीं छोड़ूंगा। जिनके नाम में गंगाधर हो, उनके नाम पर मिले इस अवार्ड के साथ जो धनराशि मुझे दी गई है, वो भी गंगा जी को समर्पित कर रहा हूं। मैंने पुरस्कार राशि नमामि गंगे परियोजना के लिए दान देने का निर्णय लिया है। साथियों, भारत की आजादी में लोकमान्य तिलक की भूमिका को, उनके योगदान को कुछ घटनाओं और शब्दों में नहीं समेटा जा सकता है। तिलक जी के समय और उनके बाद की स्वतंत्रता संग्राम से जुड़ी जो भी घटनाएं और आंदोलन हुए उस दौर में जो भी क्रांतिकारी और नेता हुए, तिलक जी की छाप सब पर थी, हर जगह थी। इसलिए खुद अंग्रेजों को भी तिलक जी को द फादर ऑफ द इंडियन अनरेस्ट कहना पड़ा था। तिलक जी ने भारत के स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन की पूरी दिशा ही बदल दी थी। जब अंग्रेज कहते थे कि भारतवासी देश चलाने के लायक नहीं है, तब लोकमान्य तिलक ने कहा कि स्वराज्य हमारा जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार है। अंग्रेजों ने धारणा बनाई थी कि भारत की आस्था, संस्कृति, मान्यताएं, ये सब पिछड़ेपन का प्रतीक है। लेकिन तिलक जी ने इसे भी गलत साबित किया। इसलिए भारत के जनमानस ने न केवल खुद आगे आकर तिलक जी को लोकमान्यता दी, बल्कि लोकमान्य का खिताब भी दिया। और जैसा अभी दीपक जी ने बताया, स्वयं महात्मा गांधी ने उन्हें आधुनिक भारत का निर्माता भी कहा। हम कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि तिलक जी का चिंतन कितना व्यापक रहा होगा, उनका विजन कितना दूरदर्शी रहा होगा। साथियों, एक महान नेता वो होता है जो एक बड़े लक्ष्य के लिए न केवल खुद को समर्पित करता है, बल्कि उस लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति के लिए संस्थाएं और व्यवस्थाएं भी तैयार करता है। इसके लिए हमें सबको साथ लेकर आगे बढ़ना होता है, सबके विश्वास को आगे बढ़ाना होता है। लोकमान्य तिलक के जीवन में हमें ये सारी खूबियां दिखती हैं। उन्होंने अंग्रेजों ने जब उन्हें जेल में डाला, उन पर अत्याचार हुए, उन्होंने आजादी के लिए त्याग और बलिदान की पराकाष्ठा की। लेकिन साथ ही उन्होंने टीम स्पिरिट के, सहभाग और सहयोग के अनुकरणीय उदाहरण भी पेश किए। लाला लाजपत राय और बिपिन चंद्र पाल के साथ उनका विश्वास, उनकी आत्मीयता भारतीय स्वतंत्रता संग्राम का स्वर्णिम अध्याय है। आज भी जब बात होती है तो लाल, बाल, पाल के तीनों नाम एक त्रिशक्ति के रूप में याद किए जाते हैं। तिलक जी ने उस समय आजादी की आवाज को बुलंद करने के लिए पत्रकारिता और अखबार की अहमियत को भी समझा। अंग्रेजी में तिलक जी ने, जैसा शरद राव ने कहा, द मराठा साप्ताहिक शुरू किया। मराठी में गोपाल गणेश अगरकर और विष्णु शास्त्री चिपलुंकर जी के साथ मिलकर उन्होंने केसरी अखबार शुरू किया। 140 से भी ज्यादा समय से केसरी अनवरत आज भी महाराष्ट्र में छपता है, लोगों के बीच पढ़ा जाता है। ये इस बात का सबूत है कि तिलक जी ने कितनी मजबूत नींव पर संस्थाओं का निर्माण किया था। साथियों, संस्थाओं की तरह लोकमान्य तिलक ने परंपराओं को भी पोषित किया। उन्होंने समाज को जोड़ने के लिए सार्वजनिक गणपति महोत्सव की नींव डाली। उन्होंने छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज के साहस और आदर्शों की ऊर्जा से समाज को भरने के लिए शिव जयंती का आयोजन शुरू किया। ये आयोजन भारत को सांस्कृतिक सूत्र में पिरोने के अभियान भी थे और इनमें पूर्ण स्वराज की संपूर्ण संकल्पना भी थी। यही भारत की समाज व्यवस्था की खासियत रही है। भारत ने हमेशा ऐसे नेतृत्व को जन्म दिया है जिसने आजादी जैसे बड़े लक्ष्यों के लिए भी संघर्ष किया और सामाजिक बुराइयों के खिलाफ नई दिशा भी दिखाई। आज की युवा पीढ़ी के लिए यह बहुत बड़ी सीख है। भाई और बहनों, लोकमान्य तिलक इस बात को भी जानते थे कि आजादी का आंदोलन हो या राष्ट्र निर्माण का मिशन, भविष्य की जिम्मेदारी हमेशा युवाओं के कंधों पर होती है। वो भारत के भविष्य के लिए शिक्षित और सक्षम युवाओं का निर्माण चाहते थे। लोकमान्य में युवाओं की प्रतिभा पहचानने की जो दिव्य दृष्टि थी, इसका एक उदाहरण हमें वीर सावरकर से जुड़े घटनाक्रम में मिलता है। उस समय सावरकर जी युवा थे। तिलक जी ने उनकी क्षमता को पहचाना। वो चाहते थे कि सावरकर बाहर जाकर अच्छी पढ़ाई करें और वापस आकर आजादी के लिए काम करें। ब्रिटेन में श्यामजी कृष्ण वर्मा ऐसे ही युवाओं को अवसर देने के लिए 2 स्कॉलरशिप चलाते थे। एक स्कॉलरशिप का नाम था छत्रपति शिवाजी स्कॉलरशिप और दूसरी स्कॉलरशिप का नाम था महाराणा प्रताप स्कॉलरशिप। वीर सावरकर के लिए तिलक जी ने श्यामजी कृष्ण वर्मा से सिफारिश की थी। इसका लाभ लेकर वो लंदन में बैरिस्टर बन सके। ऐसे कितने ही युवाओं को तिलक जी ने तैयार किया। पुणे में न्यू इंग्लिश स्कूल, डेक्कन एजुकेशन सोसाइटी और फर्ग्यूसन कॉलेज जैसे संस्थानों, उसकी स्थापना उनके इसी विजन का हिस्सा है। इन संस्थाओं से ऐसे कितने ही युवा निकले जिन्होंने तिलक जी के मिशन को आगे बढ़ाया, राष्ट्र निर्माण में अपनी भूमिका निभाई। व्यवस्था निर्माण से संस्था निर्माण, संस्था निर्माण से व्यक्ति निर्माण और व्यक्ति निर्माण से राष्ट्र निर्माण, ये विजन राष्ट्र के भविष्य के लिए रोड मैप की तरह होता है। इसी रोड मैप को आज देश प्रभावी ढंग से फॉलो कर रहा है। साथियों, वैसे तो तिलक जी पूरे भारत के लोकमान्य नेता है, लेकिन जैसे पुणे और महाराष्ट्र के लोगों के लिए उनका एक अलग स्थान है, वैसा ही रिश्ता गुजरात के लोगों का भी उनके साथ है। मैं आज इस विशेष अवसर पर मैं उन बातों को भी याद कर रहा हूं। स्वतंत्रता संग्राम के समय वो करीब 1.5 महीने अहमदाबाद साबरमती जेल में रहे थे। इसके बाद 1916 में तिलक जी अहमदाबाद आए और आपको जानकर के खुशी होगी, उस समय जब अंग्रेजों की पूरी तरह जुल्म चलते थे, अहमदाबाद में तिलक जी के स्वागत में और उनको सुनने के लिए उस जमाने में 40,000 से ज्यादा लोग उनका स्वागत करने के लिए आए थे। और खुशी की बात यह है कि उनको सुनने के लिए उस समय ऑडियंस में सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल भी थे। उनके भाषण ने सरदार साहब के मन में एक अलग ही छाप छोड़ी। बाद में सरदार पटेल अहमदाबाद नगर पालिका के प्रेसिडेंट बने, म्युनिसिपैलिटी के प्रेसिडेंट बने। और आप देखिए उस समय के व्यक्तित्व की सोच कैसी होती थी। उन्होंने अहमदाबाद में तिलक जी की मूर्ति लगाने का फैसला किया। और सिर्फ मूर्ति लगाने का फैसला किया नहीं, उनके निर्णय में भी सरदार साहब की लौह पुरुष की पहचान मिलती है। सरदार साहब ने जो जगह चुनी वो जगह थी विक्टोरिया गार्डन। अंग्रेजों ने रानी विक्टोरिया की हीरक जयंती मनाने के लिए अहमदाबाद में 1897 में 1897 में विक्टोरिया गार्डन का निर्माण किया था। यानी ब्रिटिश महारानी के नाम पर बने पार्क में उनकी छाती पर सरदार पटेल ने इतने बड़े क्रांतिकारी लोकमान्य तिलक की मूर्ति लगाने का फैसला कर लिया। और उस समय सरदार साहब पर इसके खिलाफ कितना ही दबाव पड़ा, उन्हें रोकने की कोशिश हुई, लेकिन सरदार तो सरदार थे। सरदार ने कह दिया वो अपना पद छोड़ देना पसंद करेंगे, लेकिन मूर्ति तो वहीं पर लगेगी। और वो मूर्ति बनी और 1929 में उसका लोकार्पण महात्मा गांधी ने किया। अहमदाबाद में रहते हुए मुझे कितनी ही बार उस पवित्र स्थान पर जाने का मौका मिला है और तिलक जी की प्रतिमा के सामने सर झुकाने का अवसर मिला है। वो एक अद्भुत मूर्ति है जिसमें तिलक जी विश्राम मुद्रा में बैठे हुए हैं। ऐसा लगता है जैसे वो स्वतंत्र भारत के उज्जवल भविष्य की ओर देख रहे हैं। आप कल्पना करिए, गुलामी के दौर में भी सरदार साहब ने अपने देश के सपूत के सम्मान में पूरी अंग्रेजी हुकूमत को चुनौती दे दी थी। और आज की स्थिति देखिए, अगर आज हम किसी एक सड़क का नाम भी किसी विदेशी आक्रांता की जगह कर बदलकर भारतीय विभूति पर रखते हैं तो कुछ लोग उस पर हल्ला मचाने लग जाते हैं। उनकी नींद खराब हो जाती है। साथियों, ऐसा कितना ही कुछ है जो हम लोकमान्य तिलक के जीवन से सीख सकते हैं। लोकमान्य तिलक रखने वाले व्यक्ति थे, वो गीता के कर्मयोग को जीने वाले व्यक्ति थे। अंग्रेजों ने उन्हें रोकने के लिए उन्हें भारत के दूर पूरब में मांडले की जेल में डाल दिया, लेकिन वहां भी तिलक जी ने गीता का अपना अध्ययन जारी रखा। उन्होंने देश को हर चुनौती से पार पाने के लिए गीता रहस्य के जरिए कर्मयोग की सहज समझ दी, कर्म की ताकत से परिचित करवाया। साथियों, बाल गंगाधर तिलक जी के व्यक्तित्व के एक और पहलू की तरफ मैं आज देश के युवा पीढ़ी का ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहता हूं। तिलक जी की एक बड़ी विशेषता थी कि वो लोगों को खुद पर विश्वास करने के बड़े आग्रही थे और करना सिखाते थे। वो उन्हें आत्मविश्वास से भर देते थे। पिछली शताब्दी में जब लोगों के मन में ये बात बैठ गई थी कि भारत गुलामी की बेड़ियां नहीं तोड़ सकता, तिलक जी ने लोगों को आजादी का विश्वास दिया। उन्हें हमारे इतिहास पर विश्वास था, उन्हें हमारी संस्कृति पर विश्वास था, उन्हें अपने लोगों पर विश्वास था, उन्हें हमारे श्रमिकों उद्यमियों पर विश्वास था, उन्हें भारत के सामर्थ्य पर विश्वास था। भारत की बात आते ही कहा जाता था, यहां के लोग ऐसे ही हैं, हमारा कुछ नहीं हो सकता। लेकिन तिलक जी ने हीन भावना के इस मिथक को तोड़ने का प्रयास किया, देश को उसके सामर्थ्य का विश्वास दिलाया। साथियों, अविश्वास के वातावरण में देश का विकास संभव नहीं होता। कल मैं देख रहा था, पुणे के ही एक सज्जन श्रीमान मनोज पोचाट जी ने मुझे एक ट्वीट किया है। उन्होंने मुझे 10 साल पहले की मेरी पुणे यात्रा को याद दिलाया है। उस समय जिस फर्ग्यूसन कॉलेज की तिलक जी ने स्थापना की थी, उसमें मैंने तब के भारत में ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट की बात की थी। अब मनोज जी ने मुझे आग्रह किया है कि मैं ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट से ट्रस्ट सरप्लस तक की देश की यात्रा के बारे में बात करूं। मैं मनोज जी का आभार व्यक्त करूंगा कि उन्होंने इस अहम विषय को उठाया है। भाइयों और बहनों, आज भारत में ट्रस्ट सरप्लस पॉलिसी में भी दिखाई देता है और देशवासियों के परिश्रम में भी झलकता है। बीते 9 वर्षों में भारत के लोगों ने बड़े बड़े बदलावों की नींव रखी, बड़े बड़े परिवर्तन करके दिखाए। आखिर कैसे भारत दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन गया? ये भारत के लोग ही हैं जिन्होंने ये करके दिखाया। आज देश हर क्षेत्र में अपने आप पर भरोसा कर रहा है और अपने नागरिकों पर भी भरोसा कर रहा है। कोरोना के संकट काल में भारत ने अपने वैज्ञानिकों पर विश्वास किया और उन्होंने मेड इन इंडिया वैक्सीन बनाकर दिखाई और पुणे ने भी उसमें बड़ी भूमिका निभाई। हम आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हमें विश्वास है कि भारत ये कर सकता है। हम देश के आम आदमी को बिना गारंटी का मुद्रा लोन दे रहे हैं क्योंकि हमें उसकी ईमानदारी पर, उसकी कर्तव्य शक्ति पर विश्वास है। पहले छोटे छोटे कामों के लिए आम लोगों को परेशान होना पड़ता था। आज ज्यादातर काम मोबाइल पर एक क्लिक पर हो रहे हैं। कागजों को अटैच करने के लिए आपके अपने हस्ताक्षर पर भी आज सरकार विश्वास कर रही है। इससे देश में एक अलग माहौल बन रहा है, एक सकारात्मक वातावरण तैयार हो रहा है और हम देख रहे हैं कि विश्वास से भरे हुए देश के लोग देश के विकास के लिए कैसे खुद आगे बढ़कर काम कर रहे हैं। स्वच्छ भारत आंदोलन को इस जन विश्वास ने ही जन आंदोलन में बदला। बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ अभियान को इस जन विश्वास ने ही जन आंदोलन में बदला। लाल किले से मेरी एक पुकार पर कि जो सक्षम है उन्हें गैस सब्सिडी छोड़नी चाहिए, लाखों लोगों ने गैस सब्सिडी छोड़ दी थी। कुछ समय पहले ही कई देशों का एक सर्वे हुआ था। इस सर्वे में सामने आया कि जिस देश के नागरिकों को अपनी सरकार में सबसे ज्यादा विश्वास है, उस सर्वे ने बताया उस देश का नाम भारत है। ये बदलता हुआ जनमानस, ये बढ़ता हुआ जनविश्वास भारत के जन जन की प्रगति का माध्यम बन रहा है। साथियों, आज आजादी के 75 वर्ष बाद देश अपने अमृतकाल को कर्तव्य काल के रूप में देख रहा है। हम देशवासी अपने अपने स्तर से देश के सपनों और संकल्पों को ध्यान में रखकर काम कर रहे हैं। इसलिए आज विश्व भी भारत में भविष्य देख रहा है। हमारे प्रयास आज पूरी मानवता के लिए एक आश्वासन बन रहे हैं। मैं मानता हूं कि लोकमान्य आज जहां भी उनकी आत्मा होगी वो हमें देख रहे हैं, हम पर अपना आशीर्वाद बरसा रहे हैं। उनके आशीर्वाद से, उनके विचारों की ताकत से हम एक सशक्त और समृद्ध भारत के अपने सपने को जरूर साकार करेंगे। मुझे विश्वास है हिंद स्वराज संघ तिलक के आदर्शों से जन जन को जोड़ने में इसी प्रकार आगे आकर के अहम भूमिका निभाता रहेगा। मैं एक बार फिर इस सम्मान के लिए आप सभी का आभार प्रकट करता हूं। इस धरती को प्रणाम करते हुए, इस विचार को आगे बढ़ाने में जुड़े हुए सबको प्रणाम करते हुए मैं मेरी वाणी को विराम देता हूं। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
China won't let us rest easy on our borders, but they will keep flooding our markets. What does Xi Jinping really want?
I think he wants the Indian market, no doubt about it.
It's really a matter of showing their dominance.
India's great Chinese conundrum.
Nobody can contain it. Not the United States, not China, not anybody else.
Frenemies. Streaming now.
Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning in to News 9 Live. I'm Kabir Naqvi. Joining me here in the studio is my colleague Varghese P. Abraham. We're also going to be joined by a couple of panelists with us on the show because that is something that we're going to try and decode over the next couple of minutes. Now, Haryana witnessed violent clashes between two groups in Mewat's Nu, which is near Gurugram, if that is what you're familiar with in the Delhi NCR. The police said that the clashes started after Vishwa Hindu Parishad's Brij Mandal Jal Abhishek Yatra was stopped by a group of young men. Stones were pelted at the procession as it passed through certain areas. Some police vehicles were also damaged in the stone pelting. 2 home guards were shot dead and about a dozen policemen were injured in the violence. Gurugram District Administration announced that all schools, colleges and educational institutes will remain closed on Tuesday, and this after the violence erupted in Nu, which then spread across to Sona in Gurugram, in Ballabgarh, places in Faridabad as well, even as these two sides in the communal clashes began taking revenge on each other. Several cars that were set ablaze, right from cop cars to, well, taxis and Ubers. On the other hand, shops that were completely left gutted, several two-wheelers that were left gutted, proper stone pelting that took place. Now, a lot of politics is also taking shape around it, but what our focus is going to be over the next couple of minutes is that of social media. Was social media kind of weaponized in a manner? There are proper reports that Monu Manasar, one of the accused in that twin murder case, he's also a cow vigilante. He was part of that procession, and that is something that irked people in Nu. Nu, a heavily Muslim dominated area. What's next? How do we decode and how do we look at the social media angle is something that is going to be of grave significance. There are a couple of reactions that we have for you, which we will play out. But before that, Pankaj Mishra, our colleague, joins us on the broadcast, and also A.K. Jain, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, will be with us on the broadcast here. Now we have some reactions. First, quickly, let's take a look at what the political stakeholders have had to say over this communal clash, and then we'll come back for more.
नू में स्थिति पूरी तरह से नियंत्रण में है। नू में इंटरनेट सेवाएं बंद कर दी गई हैं और नू में कर्फ्यू लगा दिया गया है। सफिशिएंट मात्रा में पुलिस फोर्स वहां मूव कर दी गई है। कल जैसे ही हिंसा की खबर आई थी, पहले जो नू के साथ लगते ज़िले हैं, फरीदाबाद, पलवल, गुड़गांव, झज्जर, रेवाड़ी से हमने फोर्सेस वहाँ पे मूव कर दी थी। आज हरियाणा के बाकी हिस्सों से भी कुछ पुलिस अधिकारियों को और कुछ फोर्स को मूव किया जा रहा है। वहाँ पर एक एक सेक्टर बना के एक एक आईपीएस को जिम्मेवारी दी जा रही है। जिस स्तर की ये हिंसा हुई है, ये अचानक भड़की हुई हिंसा तो नहीं है। और जहाँ तक मैं जानता हूँ कि नू में दोनों कम्युनिटियाँ लंबे समय से आपस में प्यार के साथ रहती हैं, उनका आपस में द्वेष भी नहीं। ये तो किसी ने जहर घोला है, किसी ने इंजीनियरिंग की है, किसी ने मास्टरमाइंड किया है। जिस स्तर पे एंट्री पे भी पत्थर रखे हुए हैं, छतों पर भी पत्थर रखे हुए हैं, हथियार भी हैं, गोलियां भी हैं, एकदम तो सामने आते नहीं हैं। और ये यात्रा कोई ऐसा नहीं है पहली बार निकली है, हर साल यात्रा निकलती है। यात्रा के साथ हर साल जितनी फोर्स होती है उतनी हमने आज भी दे रखी थी। तो मैं किसी जल्दी नतीजे पर नहीं पहुंचना चाहता हूँ। हम गहराई के साथ जांच करेंगे, तथ्यों सहित जांच करेंगे, और एक एक उस व्यक्ति को जिसने प्रदेश की और देश की शांति को भंग करने का षड्यंत्र किया है, हम उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करेंगे।
जो भी गतिविधि हुई है इसकी जांच हम पुलिस के द्वारा कर रहे हैं। इसमें हमने अभी 3 दिन के लिए जो है इंटरनेट सेवाएं बंद की हैं। ज़रूरत पड़ी तो हम इसको आगे भी बढ़ाएंगे। धारा 144 जो है ज़िले में हमने लगा दी है। साथ ही साथ हमने कर्फ्यू ऑर्डर्स भी लगाए ताकि कोई भी इस प्रकार की जो शरारती तत्व हैं उस पर हम रोकथाम लगा सकें। प्रिलिमिनरी बैठक आज भी की थी और दोनों पक्षों के जो जितने भी मौजूद लोग हैं हमारे ज़िले में उन सभी को हमने बुलाया है। सबसे हम शांति की अपील करेंगे। बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है जो भी घटी है, पर हमारी सबसे ये अनुरोध रहेगा कि शांति बनाए रखें। जितने भी श्रद्धालु थे जो 2-3 जगह फंसे थे, सबको जो है बिना किसी हानि के जो है सबको इवैक्यूएट कर लिया गया है। सभी पुलिस लाइन में बसेस का इंतज़ाम कर दिया गया है। जो भी आसपास के ज़िले वाले हैं वहाँ सबको आज रात को ही जो है ड्रॉप किया जाएगा। कैजुअल्टी की फ़िलहाल एक ही कैजुअल्टी की रिपोर्ट है। बाकी जितने भी इंजर्ड हैं, जो भी कोई माइनर इंजरी है या मेजर इंजरी है, उसका हम आकलन कर रहे हैं। वो फिगर हम आपके साथ जल्दी शेयर करेंगे।
कि दो समुदायों के बीच में टकराव की घटना हुई है। अभी स्थिति नू जिले में पूरी तरह से नियंत्रण के अंदर है और जो भी इसमें दोषी पाए जाते हैं उनके खिलाफ कानूनी प्रक्रिया अमल में लाई जा रही है। हाँ, कुछ कैजुअलिटीज़ की अभी रिपोर्टिंग है और इसमें फोर्स के भी कुछ मेंबर्स को चोट लगी है और आपस में भी जो झगड़ा हुआ था उसमें भी लोगों को चोट लगी है। नहीं, अभी उस संख्या थोड़ी देर बाद में हम कर रहे हैं, उसकी जो आंकलन चोट जिसको भी लगी है अलग अलग हॉस्पिटल्स में जो भर्ती हैं वहाँ से हम डाटा एकत्रित कर रहे हैं। देखिए, इसमें कुछ जो इश्यू था, शोभा यात्रा निकाली जा रही थी तो शोभा यात्रा के अंदर ही कोई ऐसी बात हुई है जिसकी वजह से टिप्पणी को लेकर आपस में टकराव हुआ है और अभी उसके कारणों का विश्लेषण किया जा रहा है।
मेवात से जो आपसी तनाव की, पत्थरबाजी की जो खबरें आई हैं, ये अत्यंत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और बड़ी पीड़ादायक हैं। इस अवसर पे मैं प्रत्येक प्रदेशवासी से हाथ जोड़कर यही आग्रह करता हूं कि आपसी भाईचारा बिगड़ने ना दें। हर हालत में आपसी अमन, चैन, शांति और सद्भाव, भाईचारा कायम रखें। प्रत्येक प्रदेशवासी से मैं इस अवसर पे यही सबसे अपील करता हूं।
Well, so that's the reaction coming across from major political stakeholders. Now, on the graphic, we've managed to, pinpoint how the, the violence actually spread. I'm just going to quickly take the viewers, through that. This is actually what happened in Noo. Now, Noo is that area down over there. Take a look at how far away, clashes have also spread across. This happened in Noo. Let's take a look at what happened after that. You have Sona Road, Sona, which is a district near Gurugram, in the Gurugram district. So Gurugram was affected, where schools are shut even today, Varghese. That's what we're learning. After Sona, you've got Nalhar, which has again been affected. And these are both the sides that are now taking revenge on each other. If one side burnt cars of the other community burnt cars on the other community. This is happening in Nalhar. Now, we've got Ballabgarh as well. Ballabgarh, another prime major area in Haryana. So it's all nearby Noo that all of these places, these clashes have erupted. In Faridabad as well. Faridabad again nearer to the Delhi NCR. So two places that are nearer to the national capital region essentially. You've got Gurugram and Faridabad. Let's not forget Ballabgarh is also a place that is heavily traversed by people from the national capital. It's an important place in Haryana. It's nearer to the national capital region. And is social media a trigger here? And what really happened? We've got details on that as well. If you take a look at how the clashes began essentially. It's interesting to look at how the clashes actually began. You've had the VHP take out that proper rally, and in that rally, Monu Manesar is one of those names that instigated people on social media. There were proper, videos that went viral on social media. We also have
also an information saying that he would be attending this particular yatra.
Right.
And this yatra is only 3 years old, by the way. It's an annual yatra. It was started off by the VHP and the Bajrang Dal, and it goes to a temple in Nalar where the holy water is offered, and then from there it makes its way to another location. But it's been there only for 3 years. But this time, why is it that someone went ahead knowing the antecedents of this person, this cow vigilante? Why did they go ahead and create that kind of a disinformation is that we need to in fact understand. So that disinformation that has in fact cropped in is what has resulted in.
For that disinformation, and whether social media was a trigger or not.
And also someone said that he's there in that yatra in some cars that were there in the yatra.
There are other people who are saying that he wasn't there. A.K. Jain, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, with us on the broadcast. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Sir, how about you tell us? You're actually the right voice to tell us something like this. When tensions were palpable, when you knew that the situation could be sensitive with Monu Manesar, what happened with the twin murders, cow vigilante, Noo being a heavily Muslim dominated area, and we all know the power of social media. Do you think that the local administration were caught napping in this case? Because I mean, if the police could have monitored social media better, maybe we wouldn't be seeing such hefty clashes.
I was reading a statement of a prominent politician of Haryana, and he alleged that these rumors were making around for the last 2 days that trouble is going to take place at Noo, and Monu Manesar is going to attend. All possible precautions should have been taken, in my opinion, by Haryana police. Whether Monu Manesar is a cow vigilante or he belongs to Bajrang Dal or Vishwa Hindu Parishad, he should have been detained if necessary. He should not have been allowed to be part of the procession, because you know the capability of Monu Manesar and his gang. So this I think is failing on the part of BJP government and new administration. Whenever there is tension, generally a box formation is created. Boxes that you have force in the front, you have force in the back, you have force on the left flank and right flank, and then you escort the procession so that no provocative sloganeering is taking place, no weapons are displayed in.
We've lost connection with Arvind Kumar Jain, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. Well, he's back with us. Sir, can you hear us?
Yeah. Actually, some phone call had come.
That's all right. That's all right, sir. Do go on.
So, all these precautions should have been taken. This procession, I am told, is just 3 years old, and if necessary, if 1,000 men are deployed, you deploy 1,500 men. And rooftop duties should have been deployed. Drones should have been deployed, and search should have been taken of the roofs which had bricks and other such material. All these precautions should have been taken by Gurugram, by Haryana police. I have been to Nuh in connection with the meeting Chief Minister held there, and you get a very eerie feeling if you move around in Nuh area, and it's
Sir, eerie in the sense. Sir, eerie in the sense. Exactly how?
Eerie in the sense that you get a very uncomfortable feeling. You feel that you are not moving in very safe area. Suppose you are moving in Gurugram or in Delhi or Faridabad, you don't get that feeling. It's a Muslim majority area. Males are notorious criminals also. From UP on Mathura highway, they used to hijack the entire trawlers, and they full of cars and tractors, and used to take them to Nuh area. So this place has been notorious. Firing has taken place from the side of the people of Nuh, and it means that they are moving around freely. And one thing you must note, that they have attacked and ransacked the cyber police station of Nuh area. Recently, you must have heard that it has emerged as another second Jantara, and fake calls.
Right,
and
you're absolutely right.
And so that's why they deliberately ransacked the cyber police station, which was instrumental in getting the raids organized on these elements. So it's a serious situation. It's a serious situation, and I think,
Mr. Jain, sorry to interrupt you. Are you, in fact, when you say about attacking of that cyber, it looks like there are certain elements who have worked under the cover of this violence to actually erase data that the cyber police would have gathered on this. So this was just an excuse of what to probably erase that data.
Yes, it can be. It can be. And otherwise, why will they attack a cyber police station? Cyber police station has nothing to do with maintenance of law and order. You attack the local police station, you attack local DSP, you attack other people. They have shot one DSP, they have shot dead 2 home guards. It means they were carrying weapons also, and if weapons were there, what was police doing? Why didn't they take the search?
That, sir, it seems is the biggest question, sir. What was the police doing? What was the local administration doing? Nuh, you rightly pointed out, is now the new Jamtara. Nuh, on the other hand, is also home to various kinds of stone mafia as well. So when the police knows, when the administration knows that situation is so sensitive, why not work on it? Pankaj, take a look at these developments. I mean, 13 companies of paramilitary forces have reached Nuh. 6 more are already on the way. The situation, they say, is normal in several areas. Sona, we're learning that internet has also been brought back to life. Section 144 has been imposed as a precautionary measure in Faridabad, Palwal, Gurugram, and curfew was not imposed in any of these districts earlier. Peace committee meeting will be held in Sona shortly. But the bigger question, Pankaj, what AK Jain is also here talking about, that what was the police doing? You knew it was such a sensitive issue. One tweet, one little tweet comes from the Chief Minister. That's all that has happened. Now politicians are starting to speak up. Now the administration is starting to speak up. But the damage has been done. The shops have been gutted already.
Well, you're right, Kabir. The damage is done, and obviously with sensitive places like Nu. Remember, as Mr. Jain was mentioning, I will quickly pick up from where he left. It was in the month of July, exactly last year in 2022, when Haryana Police's DSP was killed by sand mafia in Nu.
Right.
So in addition to, and that also immediately shot to headlines. But the question here remains what the police authority was doing, and secondly, whether the situation was actually manageable or not. Because when this procession started, there were police presence along with the procession. But the question here lies a day before, when social media posts by Monu Manesar had elicited very rave responses, where there were voices saying that they will give a befitting response to this alleged cow vigilante guy who is also wanted and is facing some charges of murder as well. Now, Nu, obviously, if you look at the religious sentiments there, the kind of population, it's mostly Muslim-dominated area, for a procession to pass through that, which happens every year, obviously it calls for even bigger bandobast, police bandobast, and not just men on ground, but also overall view, how social media is reacting, what is the chatter, how people are going to react to it. All those things are necessary. But the very premise of this debate, whether social media added fuel to fire, then I would say yes, because what happened in Nu, police constables and policemen facing the might of the crowd, the stone pelters and everyone, many of them got injured. Three of them rather succumbed to death also. The videos that were circulated from Nu violence, when they reached Sona, again the situation flared up that side. So the police presence in Nu was not enough, basically, to obviously stop.
But one issue, Pankaj and Kabir, one issue, and probably AK Jain, it's not something that was not anticipated. The tension has been building for long. So if the tension has been building, there's so much of social media posts that were there, that was happening, then of course the intelligence chief of the state would have actually told that there is something brewing in Nu, we need to have more forces on the ground, and of course you knew the date when this yatra would be in fact going on. So with all that in place, there was this huge tension that was already palpable in Nu over this, and yet the administration seemed to have been incapable of carrying out the kind of precautions that they were supposed to carry. So that is the huge question here.
That's exactly what has been corroborated by AK Jain and Pankaj here as well. You know what? I'm going to quickly take the viewers through exactly what happened in Nu as well, and how social media has ended up becoming a trigger point for many of these. Gentlemen, do stay on with us. We're going to quickly tell the viewers as to what exactly happened since July 31st. July 31, communal clashes break out between two groups during the Bridge Mandal Jal Abhishek Yatra, which is the VHP's Shobha Yatra. Yatra was taken out by Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Parishad. These are the two Hindu outfits that carried out with this Yatra. Violence began just 10 minutes after the procession began from Edward Chowk in Nu. So 10 minutes is all it took. Now, procession allegedly pelted with rocks by a crowd. This is how it began. Then the communities got identified, and then now it's a proper communal clash now. Rumor of Bajrang Dal member and cow vigilante Monu Manesar's presence was the trigger. Monu Manesar is again that person who sent out that the videos that went viral, and he's the accused in the twin murder of Junaid and the other person that I'm forgetting the name of. Now the yatra was preceded by video of Manesar circulating on social media. This is how it became a trigger point on social media, and residents in Nu accused procession of raising provocative slogans, and this has been recorded by various news agencies as well, that there were provocative slogans. I myself personally was on the social media looking at a Facebook live of somebody who was categorically asking all the Hindu bhaiyon to come together and take revenge, and maybe that's how it erupted. That's how from Nu it went to Sona, Ballabgarh, Faridabad, etc. Vehicles, police stations, shops and petrol pumps completely torched, and we're constantly running visuals of the same as well. On the other hand, in terms of how social media becomes a trigger, people were seen carrying firearms and shooting in the air while cops fired tear gas, and maybe the cops were teary-eyed as well, because look at their situation, look at the cars, the vehicles, the cop cars. Mobile internet and SMS services suspended till the 2nd of August in Nu. Again, we have to tread carefully in terms of what is happening where, because these are ever developing stories. Sona, we're learning that the internet has been lifted up again, but you still don't know about that. Violence spreads to adjoining areas including Sona, Hodal and Ballabgarh, Narhal, Faridabad. These are all major districts, again nearer to the national capital region. A lot of traffic moving there. AK Jain was also talking about how the mafia has been notorious for sand mining and
as well as cyber crimes as well.
Absolutely. But how does social media come